Hello Aries, and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your yearly read for 2021. Goodbye 2020. What a year that has been. What a challenging year that has been. But it does feel like moving into like late 2020, moving into 2021, things are starting to shift and hopefully move into a more positive energy. So we'll see what we can get for you, Aries. We have my beautiful cat Star here, who's decided to hog. I had a little chat to him before the reading, and so we've kind of agreed to share the space, but we'll see, because sometimes he says that and then doesn't. So we'll see what happens. This is a general reading, Aries, so just take what feels right and leave the rest. There will also be an extended, and the link is in the description box below. I'd love it if you come over for that, because we will get some more information. We'll look more in depth, in detail, about love, career and finance. And we'll get some more spirit messages coming through. Sorry. That was me, wasn't it? Leaving it. So we've got Arval Parrot coming through as an initial energy. Aries, this is really important to speak your truth this year. Really important. He can't stress this enough. This is where you will, if you're speaking your truth, you will be in your power. You will feel your power. This is where you can platform off into success, into all holistic success in all other areas of your life. But it starts with this, speaking your truth. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, incredibly powerful message coming through for you. So any parts of your life in the past where you haven't been able to do that, it's very important to kind of work with this energy and transform it. So what other general energies do we have? Oh, Penelope Dreamweaver and Lasquana coming in. Beautiful energies. So these are dreams of the future. Penelope Dreamweaver connects you to your dreams, long-lost dreams, dreams you may have forgotten of, things that you didn't think were possible. So she's opening you up to new possibilities. I do feel like there's something magic here. There's a magical possibility, something that you thought was previously impossible now becomes possible. So she's wanting to open up your mind. Open your mind to this possibility, to new possibilities, and to the air of being curious and allowing yourself to think that, giving yourself permission to be open to this. So I do feel like there's a really powerful opportunity coming through for you, Aries, this year, that she's wanting you to be in the right space to be able to step into this. We have Lasquana, and she is the future dreamer. She looks forward to the future. She leaves the past behind. It becomes a distant memory. She lets that float away, and she's able to make peace with it. So it is actually, I do think, being able to shut the door on 2020. And also, but it's still there in memory, but it's not something that is heavy and dragging down or blocking you. So yeah, it's actually really positive to have that energy there. So we're going to look at the 4 quarters, 4 quarters of the year, dividing the year into 4 quarters. So quarter 1 is January to March, quarter 2 is April to June, quarter 3 is July to September, and quarter 4 is October to December. So for the first quarter, which is kind of half your season and half not, kind of on the cusp of your season, we have the Fawn. Wow, look at that. Starting the year so powerfully. Then we have a collective of pixies for quarter 2. We have the Ra, sorry. I always call it the Raz. And then we have the Bright Mother. Oh, beautiful, for the last quarter coming through. It's looking like a really positive year, Aries, so far. So what's transforming deep down? We have He of the Fiery Sword. Wow. Himself, all this divine masculine energy coming through, and Lease of the Shadows. Wow, so there's a real balancing between and transformation with the Death card there, a real balancing of the divine feminine and masculine. But we start the year with the masculine, and we end with the Bright Mother, the feminine. So it's the year's being topped and tailed. So they seem to be really, really important energies, integrating those two energies. And we start with the fawn, which is the divine masculine. Bang, straight into your mind, brilliant ideas. This is what I want to do. Direction, focus, boom. I'm off and racing. I'm Aries. I'm first. And this is what you're doing. You're just like boom, 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 boom. This is very much in your concrete reality. It's setting goals, having ambitions, highly motivated energy. So doing, wanting to make lots of changes to move forward positively, feeling quite energized. So it's, very, very good energy to have coming in with the fawn. So very much you. And interestingly, these two, the he of the fiery sword sits underneath the fawn. This is actually what is being transforming. And a lot of it's on a cellular level, a physical level, the areas that hold that divine masculine, the areas that hold tension from turning up and doing, making, working, all of that sort of stuff. It's, it's actually, again, it's connecting the intuitive side with the mental. It's connecting the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So it's connecting the doing, very strong intuitive energy. So trusting that, Aries. So it's and it's a focus like you've probably may not have experienced like any before, is what they want me to say. This is an alignment, a huge spiritual and energetic alignment that you will notice immediately with your intuition and with your mental space, your mind. It starts with the element of air. So again, it's all around your thoughts and your communications as well. And that seems to be really, really important, speaking your truth, but knowing your truth, knowing your direction that you're heading in. And that comes in, this direction will come in loud, and it's like bang, off and racing with the year. So a whole new direction opens up. Quarter 2, we have April to June. We have a collective of pixies. So this is where, you're looking at your relationship with the collective, because it was very much the individual in the first quarter, the January to March, and now it's April to June. Now, this is also your season. So I do feel like coming into closer to your season, I'm getting celebration, the ability to celebrate with family and friends. So that actually seems to be really important. I feel like this is a very social time for you. They're wanting you to get out and about and connect with people. Make a lot of connections. This can be social. This can also be business connections. This is wanting you to get out and feel really connected to the world. So yes, it's very much a masculine energy. We're out and about. We've started with a focus. We're doing. It's very busy. It's interesting because some of the other fire signs actually slowed down in this quarter. But you guys are the opposite. You're like, we're off and racing, and now we're doing, busy. So, interesting. A lot of social commitments, a lot of business connections, a lot of work connections happening, work relationships, wanting you to be out and about connecting with other people. So quarter 3, we have the Ra, number 52, and this is July through to September. And this is where we step into, it's like a year of two halves. The first half is the divine masculine, and we start stepping into the divine feminine here. This is where you are asked to rise above, to dream a little, to actually go with the flow instead of feeling like you have to do all the doing. This is very much now you're riding the wave rather than making the wave. You are just going with it because you've created enough momentum now that you're actually just letting go of, it's like when you're running and then you let go and suddenly you're floating instead. That didn't really make a lot of sense. I'm thinking of like someone that's parachuting perhaps. Anyway, it's like I don't know if this analogy is really working for me. My head at this moment in time, but really it's saying it's like you have been, the first half of the year was like you were running, sprinting, and then suddenly you take off. Suddenly it's like, okay, now I'm in totally different category. I'm in totally different space, but it feels good. So things take off the second half of the year, which is actually just like you're going, woohoo, wee. So this is a really a year of positive momentum forward. Makes at the start of the year, set some clear goals, because these can be achieved and these can skyrocket to places that perhaps you never dreamed of. So there's a lot of potential with an idea that comes in that first quarter, January to March, probably close to the very start of the year. And that's actually going to propel you forward into spaces unknown. So there could be fear associated with this, but I think you're enjoying the ride so much that you forget to be scared. So it's amazing energy. And then we come back to the divine feminine. So you've been on the go, you've been on this high almost for that third quarter, and this is the last quarter, October to December. This is stepping back into nurturing yourself, taking good care of yourself. This is the divine mother, the bright mother. So it's very much about self-care, coming back to your body, coming back to the divine feminine, nurturing and mothering. It's and being open to receive. So it's wanting you to go into a different energy here with the divine feminine. So, but it feels nice. It's kind of like, okay, you've done this all this stuff. It's been a busy, busy year. Now it's time to just kind of relax and enjoy it a little bit, or just slow down a little bit. And I do get just relaxation and enjoyment. This is kind of just taking the foot off the pedal a little bit and just allowing yourself to go, okay, well, now I'm on holidays. This was all work. Now I'm like, yep, now I'm just going to sit back and enjoy myself for a little while. And they want you to be in this divine feminine space. So if that's where you're kind of finding yourself, if you've been burnt out a little bit, you could find yourself burnt out or exhausted because there's been a lot of go energy throughout the whole year. This energy is wanting you to replenish, wanting you to heal, wanting you to step back and connect in with your body again. So I feel like this is probably just calming down a lot of the energy, a lot of the adrenals, a lot of the stress. And I do feel like this is also preparing you for 2022, wherever that goes. But I always find in the last quarter of the year that it kind of starts preparing you for where you're going the next year. So this is kind of interesting. It's interesting. It's kind of shifted. Now, we already spoke of He of the Fiery Sword, things that are transforming. And again, I do feel like this is happening on a cellular level, physically. There's a lot of physical healing, especially on a muscular and strength level. And we've kind of had this we've had this coming out for you recently, Aries, very much to do with your base chakra as well, like where it is that you belong. It can do with sexual organs or lower back or hips, that kind of area. So that area is being strengthened and transformed. You may be, if you're having troubles with that area, you might find you can meet the right people that will help you, maybe give you some exercises or some sort of program that will help it, or it will just feel strong. So it's this sense of belonging and understanding, releasing some very deep-seated fear around that. That's where we keep a lot of our fears about moving forward as well. We also have himself, again, the divine masculine coming in. Look at him. He's so... if we look at him with the fawn, they're kind of very similar energies, and it's all coming from that head area. It's all coming from this area. This card's a bit different to the fawn because it's more intuitive energy that's coming through. I'm getting with this card. It's about what's transforming is your head, heart, and intuition. It's like this trinity of energies that are aligning. So if they've been misplaced in any way or a bit out, there's a potential for this to transform, which is actually really amazing. And then we also have Lease of the Shadows, number 44. This is another element which is transforming here, Aries, and this is rising up. Again, it's like that right energy. It's rising up out of the darkness, out of the unknown, out of areas where you felt really stuck, out of areas where you felt really fearful. And this is also a divine feminine energy. So this is areas where you might have felt very vulnerable as well. So, yeah, it propels you up and out, but it's also when this energy rises and reaches its zenith, reaches its peak, that's when you step into the bright mother. So I really feel like this Lease of the Shadows energy rising up is coming in that second half of the year. It's kind of It's sort of attached to the Ra energy, and it prepares you because it's the divine feminine as well. It prepares you. It's more open to the journey than controlling the journey and making it your journey. And then it's also preparing you, strangely enough, to step into that feminine energy of the bright mother at the end of the year. So that's it, Aries. This is an incredibly positive year to bring in some very strong changes, some big changes. Have a very strong goal coming in. It can be a dream that you have previously discounted or didn't think was possible that's coming back to you. It's also very important to speak your truth. That's incredibly important here. But there's a lot of momentum, there's a lot of success, there's a lot of overcoming things. So it's a really, really positive year for you. So this is where I'm going to leave the YouTube reading, and we're going to go over to the Vimeo extended reading. So I'd love it if you come over to that. The link is in the description box below. We're going to get some detailed energies around love, career and finance for those 4 quarters of the years, and some more spirit messages as well coming through for you. So if you've enjoyed this reading, please like, subscribe and leave a comment, Aries. Happy 2021. I'll see you next time. Bye.